back here? All right.
Alafia, Mandala, Baby Fahoudier, it's your favorite warrior, Black Panther, back in the building. I know it's been a while. I know I've been gone. I know y'all been seeing Brother Sean go on a rampage. Bo community. Brother Sean been going in, but you know, we always like to bring balance or a variety of topics to the channel, which is why I continue with the Shay Shay lecture series, because the information is important to us learning about African culture. So, you know, the Shay Shay lecture series, something me and Ogundiran brainchild, because we wanted to bring Orisha information to the community from a strictly West African Isheshe perspective. And, you know, it's something you don't get in many circles, to be quite honest. So this is why we do what we do. And thank you for everybody that's tuning in. Teti Ursama Ra Senefru, longtime viewer of the channel. I appreciate you. Q Hefner, appreciate you. That's an interesting name. Brother Lavelle, what's going on, brother? Brother that's been on Kofi's channel before. It's a viewer of the channel. I appreciate you coming by. And our guest today, as always, Babo Gundiran. What's going on, brother?
I'm doing well. What about yourself?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. No, it's a little rainy here in North Kakalaki, North Carolina.
But it's coming this way.
Absolutely.
It's coming this way.
Definitely coming your way.
We'll have rains and thunderstorms this evening. So yeah, it's coming our way.
Definitely coming your direction. Let me set up this chat so I can. I know I'm trying to see how I can see the I can see the how I can Facebook book comments. Okay. Yeah, I just have to go back and forth. Because as always, we broadcast to 3 different channels. This is on my Facebook channel. This is on my Mossi Warrior Clan channel. And the Mossi Warrior Clan Facebook page. So I'm trying to get it to where I can get all of the comments in one, you know, place. But unfortunately, it usually leaves out one of the channels. So I'm trying to flip back and forth just in case you guys have a question or a comment or something. But without further ado, we're going to be talking about Ori today. Ilé Ori. Oh, Brother Infinite Minds in the building.
Put this how you doing, brother?
Put this on the screen if it'll let me. There it is. Hey, Caro.
Hey, Caro. Beni, Alafiani.
So we're going to be talking about Ilé Ori today. Very important concept in Yoruba tradition, language, and culture. It's something that I thought was necessary given that Ilé Ori kind of gets looked over. Ilé Ori kind of gets put to the wayside. Ilé Ori doesn't really get the just due that it deserves, but today we will seek to rectify that and tell you all things Ilé Ori. But before we get into that, let me do some little advertisements. My brothers at the Kofi Piche research team have dropped volume 5 of their book series. It is called We Are the Spears of Victory. It's a historical survey. As always, they have a variety of topics. So pick that book up when you can. We appreciate the support. My brother Kofi has also dropped a book, Africa's Hair Before, During, and After Slavery. So pick that book up when you can on Same Tree Different Branch Publishing.com. We appreciate your support as always. And while you're over there at Same Tree Different Branch, shameless plug, you can pick up my book. Is African Spirituality a Religion, by myself. Appreciate you as always, man. As always, we represent the new Independent African Academy and all of our brands in Boca Clothing, Same Tree Different Branch, so on and so forth. Mossi Warrior Clan, always, brothers. Appreciate y'all. I'm not going to get into the intro today because Kofi has not sent me the new track so I can create a new intro. That's right, Kofi. I'm calling you out live. All this Ubuntu music and all this other stuff ain't got nothing for the fam to create with. So as soon as I get that, we're going to be doing a new intro because I know y'all tired of hearing the same old stuff. So when we do that, we'll drop it. I hope you guys will enjoy it, and we'll go from there. But without further ado, I've talked enough. We're going to get into the interview. Bob Oguniran, you ready?
Yeah.
Straight to the point. What is an Ori?
Well, by the language itself, Ori just means head. Often when we speak in, like, for lack of a better word, religious context, we kind of just use Ori to mean one's like destiny or lot in life. So in this case, one's Ori is like their personal deity. It belongs to them, never leaves them. Just what it is. It's their own personal deity that Olodumare endowed them with.
So they're born with this deity, basically from their conception.
From their conception. Everyone has Ori.
Interesting. Are there different parts of this Ori phenomenon?
There are, like, the most two common parts are something like referring to like the lot of one's destiny, and then kind of oneself relating to that destiny. So a lot of times in prayers, you may hear, may my Ori or my destiny work in conjunction with my Ori Inu or one's personal self. So a lot of times you may hear Ori broken down into Ori or Ori Apere, or like, one's personal lot in life. And then you might talk about the Ori Inu, or the stomach head, or the inner head, which is in oneself, which is representative of one's navel area.
So Ori Inu, is that like a person's true self, or how does that work?
So from my understanding, it's like the being, the essence, however you want to name it, that kind of knelt itself and received its lot before Olodumare.
So
where you have,
before someone comes into the world, and that conversation with, Olodumare, or what we would call God, and you're talking about that exchange, right?
That exchange. Now, whatever exchange and however one received their lot in life or received their destiny in life, that destiny kind of acts as the deity, and its mission is to fulfill its lot. Where you are represented by the individual who had that lot or destiny put upon them, or that you chose, or that you received.
And where is this taking place? Where do I receive this deity that's always with me?
So from the best of my understanding, I know of it of three ways. Two of them take place in the same area, and the other one takes place in the market before you actually come to Earth, the market that is in the spirit world. So the two that if I remember correctly, the one that is received where you kind of ask for what you want, and it's like a conversation, like I want to be born as this person, I want to experience this. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, and this is front of Olodumare. Another way is when one is affixed with a destiny. That means you're given one from Olodumare. You have a purpose. There's something that you need to do. This is the point of you coming to Earth. The other one, from what I understand, takes place in the marketplace. Everyone goes to the marketplace before they go to Earth, or from the spirit world and come to Earth. They have to stop by the marketplace. So there's a story where one actually chooses their lot. This is one where it's kind of chosen at random. This is the one story that people hear a lot about the potter and these little clay pots that he sells, and these are different destinies. So when the person goes to buy the pot, they don't have a clue to what is in each destiny. They just receive one. Now, a lot of times the Ajala, the character that is there, is hiding from creditors. So he's never at his stand. So a lot of times in Yoruba culture, you can actually pay for something as long as you leave the money there and take the item. A person does not necessarily need to be there. So this is where they have the idea of just choosing one at random. There are stories in Ifa literature that talk about like ones that make or go to the oracle before they go to Earth, and to make sacrifice of different things. So there's this one where at the end of the sacrifice, they were told to leave the bundle of money at the edge of the counter of where they were going to go to Ajala stand. So the guy ends up, he puts the money there. The creditor just happens to show up. He sees the money, he takes the money, he goes about his business, and Ajala comes out from behind the counter. And then he helps him choose a destiny because he knows what's in them. So these are the three ways that I understand within the literature of how, you know, one receives one's destiny. That destiny or whatever's chosen or given to you personifies itself into a deity that is, its purpose is to fulfill its destiny.
And that is Ori.
That is Ori.
So you either have a conversation and kind of negotiate your Ori, or you get told what it's going to be, or you can kind of get some help from the marketplace.
You can, yeah, and that one is typically you choose one by random. It's a random choice.
Very interesting concept. Very interesting indeed. So this is taking place in the Orun, that alternate plane of existence. Some people describe it as, you know, heaven, you know, for lack of, you know, terms that people can understand. So is there such thing, because you just said you can, you know, pick an Ori at random. Is there such thing as picking a bad Ori, or a, you know, a Ori that's not great?
Yes, there is. And this, I would assume this normally occurs when you pick the your lot at random. When you're there, when you have no kind of choice. Maybe someone wants to come to Earth and experience a lot of, and may have asked for whatever reason. Logically, I just don't see that happening.
No,
but it could be
bad and terrible,
right.
Struggle.
Right.
I want to see what it's like. Right?
Yeah, I just want to experience this. Yeah, so logically, I wouldn't, but
heads.
It just seems more realistic if it's chosen by random, you know, and then you just don't know what you get.
Right.
You know, and then since Ori's job is to fulfill itself, that's what it does. Gotcha. It's going to try to live out and manifest that destiny.
So,
and just
That kind of
Go
gives
ahead.
me meaning to when people say, you know, so and so is sick in the head.
In a sense, there's a lot of terminology that has to do with the head that's kind of like that. But which is interesting is like I like to point out is sometimes I don't know who it was that told me years ago, but they were like sometimes your head can drag or your destiny can drag you kicking and screaming one way, and you want to go the other.
Hmm. So if you made this agreement with Olodumare to be, I don't know, a boxer,
Mhm.
but you know, we get to Earth, we don't remember that conversation, and you get to Earth and get influenced somehow, and you want to be a painter. Are you saying that you know your Ori is still going to remember that conversation and try to steer you to being a boxer?
Exactly.
Damn.
I
You,
guess
you don't know
if you
how
want
you
to
came
put it,
about hating boxers. Uh,
I guess in a way, subconsciously, it's gonna try to fulfill that destiny,
is
whether
that
you're aware of it or not. At least according to my understanding of the culture, you know.
mm. So that's one of its jobs to get you to your destiny. So it's going to try to fulfill that purpose at all costs, regardless
Right.
of what you say.
Regardless of what you say. Now, this works out if you chose it.
Right.
It may even work out if you randomly chose a good one, you know. So, but yes, there is a concept of having a bad destiny or a destiny that is full of suffering. I guess your next question is going to line up as what do you do when one has a bad
What do you
destiny?
do? I picked wrong. Help.
So, but before we get into kind of like a religious like kind of content, like where do you go for this? One of the best things you can do is your character. Your character actually influences your destiny a lot. So you can have a great destiny and a bad character and still just be worse off. But it's your character that is going to end up influencing of what you do in life, who you interact with, how the people treat you. You see what I'm, so a lot of what we come to Earth for is not or it's built on other people. A lot of times when we receive our blessings, it's through other people, other things. Money just doesn't drop out of the sky.
You
You
know, I
know,
heard this phrase from this Obatala priest before. He told me your destiny can never fail, but you can fail your destiny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this lot in life somehow is yours. You can obtain it. It's for you, but it does not necessarily mean you're going to obtain it because you
Right.
still got to work for it. You still got to be at the right place at the right time. This is why the Essentaye, when someone is first born, you know, within that time, that's the whole purpose for the divination is to find out how the parents can interact with the child to best raise that child according to its destiny.
Right. Wow.
Yep.
Interesting concepts. So I heard you say all people have an Ori. Do all things have an Ori?
You know, I'm going to say, go out on a limb. I'm going to say yes, because it seems like anything that's given an identity, anything that's given a name or given it an identity in Yoruba culture, then sometimes has a conscience. If you have a conscience, then you have an Ori.
Hmm. I remember
So,
reading an Odu. I can't remember which one, but it talked about a snake, and it said, "Without an Ori, a snake is just a rope." I was like, "Wow, that's interesting." Uh, so everything, like you said, with a consciousness has an
no,
Ori.
no, no. Even if it, so if we made so the idea that you bring up in within Odu literature, I don't remember the Odu and I don't remember which system, but there's an Odu that speaks about a table and how the table carries its load on its head. We named it. It now has a consciousness. It now has a history. See what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
So
now we can make a story about it.
an Ori. That's
Mhm.
if we expand that, I mean things that iconography, things that we hold sacred, they all have Ori. Even this Pan African flag behind me. Like that's crazy.
From what I understand, now I don't want to take that concept and just grow wild with it. The pebble has a consciousness. I'm not saying it doesn't, but a lot of things within the culture and some inanimate objects and other things, yes, are claimed to have Ori. Even the deities have Ori.
Right. Yeah. Can you
Matter of fact,
perpetuate the Ori of an Orisha?
I have no idea.
Nah, I just thought of that.
I'm like,
That was not on my questions at all. I just thought of it, thought I'd ask.
I,
If you ever seen an Odu or something that was like, you have to perpetuate the Ori of Shango. Like
I
that's
have not seen it with a deity. I've seen it in other ways, like have to perpetuate, of one's teacher, of one's father, of one's
yeah,
mother.
I've seen that. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I've never seen it for. I'm not saying it exists. That would be very interesting thing to see if it does.
So we went over, the Ori's job in our lives, get us to our destiny. So how people are children of Oshun, children of Shango, children of Ogun. Can you be a child of Ori?
I wouldn't necessarily say a child. It just wasn't because if everyone has one,
Well, when we say child of, this is the divinity that you should best worship, due to your lot in
lot,
life. So
So
that
yeah.
be
Oh,
Ori for somebody.
I wouldn't. So, hmm.
We
I
asking
want to say so I want to say yes in a sense, but I don't want to kind of make it seem like because from what I understand, Ilé Ori doesn't have an initiation.
I know that.
It's just something you receive and the knowledge that you learn to take care of that. And I'm sure that's going to be one of your questions down the line, so I don't want to get into that. But is it possible for someone to have Ori as a main thing that they do in life? Absolutely.
Mhm.
Um, there are some people that just have Ori and maybe another deity. There's some people that may just want to receive Ilé Ori, and that's all they want because they think that is the most important. In a sense, it is.
Right.
So but to say that one kind of needs to receive Ilé Ori, I'm not going to stretch it that far because there are things that you can do in the morning of just greeting one's Ori. A lot of times, if your Ori is always going to be important, but there are some people that need to hold on stronger to their Ori than other people.
Let's get into that because
Mhm.
Ori is something, people say greet your Ori in the morning, salute it some kind of way, being the importance of Ori. What can you do to speak to your Ori or salute your Ori in the morning? What are some things that you've seen done?
Oh, well, generally, when one talks about greeting one's Ori in the morning, um, so normally you're on bending knee. I mean, I guess you can do it standing up, but if you want to do it within a ritualized position of one that do one worshiping Ori, then you want to be kneeling. And in the morning, when you not necessarily when you first get up, but when you get dressed, you know, you showered, shaved, or you could do it when you first get up, but it makes more sense to be more clean, in my opinion, dress than just roll out of bed and look like, a disaster. Um, Now, oddly enough, and the reason why I'm saying it's not necessarily wrong because it's also a good time to pray because your ashe is very, and I shouldn't say the potency of the prayer in your voice when you have slept is a lot more potent than as you go through the day. So waking up in the morning, you have a lot more potency in your speech. So that's why when they say in the morning, sometimes when you roll out, just hold your head and greet your head. Everything that you have, your lot is responsible for. If you have children, ultimately, your lot was responsible for it.
Mm.
Any Orisha that blessed you with something, your Ori is responsible for letting you receive that blessing.
Mm.
You cannot be blessed without the consult of your Ori.
Mm.
So it's the gatekeeper to everything. So if you wake up that morning, it's your Ori. If you have children, it's your Ori. If you are well off in life, it's your Ori. So hold your head in the morning, say, Ori, I greet you. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for that, And that's all that is really needed, the recognition of the Ori and the respect that's given, and some short prayers. Other than that, there's not much to greeting one's Ori. And the same way there's not much to greeting one's shrine in the morning. It's very simple. It's very to the point. The one thing I will say, when greeting one's head, do not bow your head on the ground.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're in a kneeling position and you're greeting your head in the morning, some people might knock their head on the ground. In homage, do not do that. We do not bow our head down for Ori.
What would what, if you're greeting your head, why would you bow it? Some things just don't make sense.
So yeah, hence why we don't bow our head.
Gotcha. So, variety of different shrines in this tradition. Some take animal sacrifice. Is Ori one to take blood from an animal?
Yes, just like any other deity.
Okay. Interesting.
And it's worshipped just like any other deity.
Hmm.
Coal nuts are casted to it. The offerings, that we offer to Ilé Ori are offered. The standard offering is still, the gin and the coal nuts and, whatever one wants to bring to their Ori. So yes, birds, four-legged animals, just like a deity.
So
It is a deity.
if you don't have an Ori shrine or a house of Ori, an Ilé Ori, can you still do these functions with your own head or some other type of way?
So if you are trained to do so, yes, there are other ways to pitch. There are other ways to offer to one's or someone else's Ori
Mm.
without necessarily having an Ilé Ori. And since I kind of brought that up, there's kind of two, I don't want to say concepts, but two ideas of belief. Some people believe that the Ilé Ori, the object itself, is it's for those who receive it, it's for them only. The other one is it's an icon that's used for perpetuating one's head. So one's Ileori is just not used for one's head, but it could be used for others. But the idea still needs to be, it's still, like I said, it's still worship. And yeah, there is other things that we can do. Honestly, I don't know anyone that would offer to their own head, like suppose I had to do something for my Ori, to do something to your own head, it's very messy. Yeah, so it's most time that's just not something we're going to do. Now, if we're having it done for ourselves and we're in front of the person, absolutely, all the time. They're not going to use an object. You're there. But when it comes to yourself, most people will use the object or some other way of perpetuating one's audience. I don't want to get into the way that is done.
Understood. Let's show the folks some Ilé Oris. I want y'all to be able to see what we're talking about. You know,
No, and actually, while we're talking about that, the Ilé Ori itself. So the Ilé Ori is the object, and we most commonly call it Ilé Ori. But as you said earlier, it's the house of the head. So there's actually another object that goes inside of it.
can you see my screen?
I can see it's a little small.
Let me try to blow it. Oh, is it bigger now?
Yep.
All right. So this is a Ilé Ori, although this is old school right here, but an Ilé Ori nonetheless. As you can see, it says House of the Head. This is at the Birmingham Museum of Art. I believe it's the one in London and not the one in Alabama. So talking about this Ilé Ori, Baba, do you know why a bird is at the top?
Okay, so I might get myself in trouble for this, but and I'm not even sure if you're aware of this. So if it is a container, so meaning the top comes off, then it is an Ilé Ori. If it is not, and it's actually like a crown, because I'm actually not sure, then it's actually something else. But we're going to assume that it is an Ilé Ori, that the museum got it correct. All right? And we'll leave that alone. So, yes, this would be a typical style Ilé Ori that now you're actually starting to see a lot come back today, but without the cowrie shells, without a lot of the work and the intricate work and the quality work that comes in it, but the style of it, where you have like a bottom cone and then you have like the four flaps. I mean, the bird on top of it, I can't really speak to why it's there. It might be there just as decoration. It might actually have some meaning, which I'm pretty sure it does, but I would not necessarily know why it would be on top of an Ilé Ori.
What about
I've actually seen
those mirrors in the middle?
Yes, they look like mirrors.
I'm gonna guess
a lot. Huh?
Are those to scare things off?
I'm assuming they are.
Yeah. Huh.
I'm assuming they are. And the cowrie shells on them, as it is with all Ilé Ori, whether it's cowries, beads, and even the cloth, are all symbols of wealth. Ultimately, the Ilé Ori is a symbol of one's personal wealth, or what one is trying to establish, their wealth in life. That is why the more sometimes, I even know in the olden days, you can actually attach more cowrie shells to one's Ilé Ori. I'm not sure if you've seen one like that before.
That makes sense. Let's look at some other ones. This is another.
Oh, that's nice.
You say what?
I said that's nice.
Yeah, this is another Ilé Ori style. I really like the fabric. I really like the the artwork, and as you can see, the cowrie shells. Looks like they could possibly be another type of bird on the top. But yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, the fabric, the beadwork, and the cowrie shells are all sign of wealth. All of them are, and this is a nice piece of work. They don't make them like this anymore, or at least not that I can find.
Nah, this is definitely probably, definitely probably, but I would guess and say this is in a museum of some sort, or handcrafted. You won't see these just typically sold in mass bulk. The detail is amazing. And this is what you'll typically see these days. The Ilé Oris you'll see in the stores. As you can see, still see the cowrie shells.
You can see the cardboard. You can see the stitching. You can see the
Hey. You cut
You
that
can,
out.
you can see the quality of the work they put in this.
Yeah. Not as detailed as the other ones I showed.
Not as detailed, really.
Listen, man, let me get through this. Anyway, you will see these in botanicas and spiritual shops. They are still Ilé Oris, but as Baba said, they're symbols of wealth or trying to establish wealth and items you can use to appease or communicate with your head. So you pick the one you want to look like, you know.
Just,
you
just,
you
just keep in mind the object reflects you.
exactly. So
That's all I'm
you
saying.
you want a really nice one, or you want one that not as nice. It's all up to you.
You didn't put any cylinder ones up.
I wasn't done, sir.
Oh, my fault.
You jumped the gun.
Yeah. There it is.
This is a cylinder one. Um, is also an Ileori. Although it may look different. This is an Ileori. The top opens and the inside, it's in there.
It's in there.
As you can see, the price tag on this says $150. I actually don't think that's not that bad for how big it looks.
Yeah, that's my only concern, at least with me. How big is that?
I mean, this one's on Etsy, so I can't really gauge the size, unfortunately.
It might be.
I like the beaded work. I mean, I like the designs. So yeah, this is pretty good, especially for $150. But the size of the Ilé Ori does matter. They do come in different sizes. They come in small, they come in medium, they come in large, they come in extra large. I've seen some Ilé Oris bigger than 64-ounce water bottles. I've seen some really big Ilé Oris, but again, it represents you. So you buy it as big or small or medium as you would like.
Well, hold on. Let me since we do talk about size in here, let me kind of put this out there. No, you're absolutely correct. You can buy whatever it is that you want to buy, whether it's 3 foot tall, or 4 inches tall. But something to keep in mind, as you grow in one's journey, and when you have some of these Orisha grow in different ways. Sometimes it's due to what you offer. Sometimes it's due to what goes in it. Sometimes it's due to medicine. There's several ways that things can grow. With Ilé Ori, a lot of times, if you start off with something small and your life progresses within a way, let's say after 6 months, a year, things start to go your way, you can actually replace the Ilé Ori. You would keep the Ibori, but you can replace the Ilé Ori and go to a bigger one if you wish. Of course, it needs to be washed again and whatnot, but you can go up in size and improve even the how your container looks, and it can grow and get bigger as a lot of the ones that are shown on the screen.
I was trying to find one with an Ibori.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you have actually any pictures of the actual Ibori itself?
There you go. See, I outthought myself.
You outthought yourself.
Yeah. I was prepared, and I forgot that I was prepared. That's what I call outthinking yourself. So this is the Ibori that Baba is talking about, which goes inside here.
And this is the most important object, by the way.
Oh yeah, you can't have one without the other. Let's
Right.
You can't just buy this and say you got an Ilé Ori.
Right.
Buy this. It needs a house.
Yes.
So they come together.
But if you had to choose, Ibori.
That one. You gotta choose. If they only got one, you gotta choose that one.
Right.
Do not choose this one.
This.
I'm begging you, do not choose. I think there's some really.
Oh, there's one right there. Yep.
Yep. And again, these are old school. If you can find one that looks like this.
Oh yeah, you ain't. Yeah, that's well made right there.
These are, and you can kind of see the difference. So you look at these, and now you look at this. You know, you can just see how they've changed. Over
all the ones we're looking at right now are newer ones.
These are newer.
Like in the past, 7 years.
You know, these are the newer ones, and these are the old school ones. So you can see, you know, the craftsmanship, the even the material is different.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, wait, this on Amazon? Hold on. I'm clicking that. Hold on.
Trying to buy it. Is it actually for sale on Amazon?
It is no longer for sale. Dang! What on a table? Man, wait, Amazon. Hey, that would have been a steal. If that thing would have been $100, boy, y'all would have seen an in video purchase. Absolutely, man. You can't find like you said, it's just hard to find the ones like this. You know, these days.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Very hard.
I don't know what happened because I from what I was told, there was craftsmen that actually performed, and this is what they did. They made Ilé Ori. So what I think happened. Oh, that was a nice one too. The Ibori inside the Ilé Ori.
I want people to see. So this is when it comes up, this is what you see inside of an Ilé Ori. You got it. You got the Ibori inside, and you can see even the Ibori looks different. You know, you look at this Ibori, and then you look at this one. Things have changed. So I don't want y'all going out. You know, if you get into the tradition, you get told, you know, it'd be a good idea for you to receive Ilé Ori, and you go out and you're hell bent, you know, on finding one of these. You know, I wouldn't recommend because you might be mad. You're gonna have people. You got to find somebody that's actually makes them, basically, because like we said, the ones you'll find at the botanicas or the Orisha stores or the vendors, they don't make them like that no more. They just don't. So
and another thing, when you're talking about finding people that make them, there's a lot of skilled craft people out here that are able to make stuff. But sometimes you got to be careful because sometimes one's own, I guess, bias goes into these things, or one's own religious significance goes into these things.
Yeah.
So a lot of times there's a difference between decoration and making something like an Ilé Ori that is like Shango colors, got some axe and stuff. No.
Some people, no matter what they do in this tradition, have to take the deity that they worship with them. So this applies to a lot of different things. They try to put Shango on the Ilé Ori. They try to put it on their Opele chain for Ifa. They try to put it on, you know, whatever hat they wear. It's just how some people are. Like he said, there's a difference between decoration and you dragging your Orisha with you.
If it has an axe on it with other symbols, that's fine. But if it's red and white, the beads are red and white, the lightning bolts coming, I'm like, is this Shango's Ileori or
is this a Shango shrine or is it an Ileori? I'm confused.
so? I mean, I get it, but they weren't designed that way. It's its own craftsmanship. It's its own beadwork. Yeah, and that goes a long way with a lot of other things. One thing I definitely see it in is within the shakere. People will get a shakere and put on their own beads, and then put it on a shrine that it probably does not belong on because that deity doesn't use that instrument. But yeah, it's done everywhere.
How do you keep doing this to me? I gotta find the shakere for people.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All
That's
right.
not a shakere. That's a shakere.
Shakere.
Yes.
Find a good one. Yeah, there we go. Oh, they got a Wikipedia page on it. There you go. Instrument for making music. Shakere.
Yes.
So
contrary to popular belief, yes, it is. It's music, but not. Orishas have their own ensemble of music.
Yes. So for what?
So not every deity plays the shakere.
Right.
Not every deity is going to have the shakere.
Right.
So there are deities that do. Probably one of the most popular ones, and you see the most of, is Obatala. Is a lover matter. Sometimes we call him Baba Shakere in songs. So, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, we see that trend of putting different colors or of the deities on different things, and because if one deity has it, of course another deity has to have it.
Right.
So no, it's just not that simple.
But you don't ever see that with a sherry for Shango. They don't try to make that for other deities.
I don't think a lot of people know what a shere is.
Well, let's do this.
It's very similar to a maraca.
Don't you even say that.
Well, the way it looks and the beads inside.
Don't you even say that.
I didn't say it is a maraca.
Trying to find a picture of a shere is proving difficult.
Why don't you put Shango and put shere?
Yeah, let's do that.
Or shere Shango. Shango. You're not gonna put the red one up, man.
Man, look at that thing, man. You know why I did. That's a good one. It's on the shrine, but it's a good one.
Let me see.
Right there.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, yep.
This is a shere.
Yes, it's a type of rattle.
Yeah, use it for Shango worship. Now, I promise y'all, if y'all do this, we're not gonna be friends no more. If you
What are you about to put in here?
You know how I'm putting it here. Don't you buy this.
Oh, maraca.
And try to say that you got a doggone shere.
Yeah, don't do that.
If I find out, I'm banning you from the channel.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
You go to somebody's house and they say they got Shango and you see these,
yeah,
run.
He said run.
Get out of there. But brother Teti Ursamat Rasanefru says he had a question. Do you all agree what Wiki says about what Ori represents? Ori literally meaning head. Yes. We said that earlier. Refers to one's spiritual intuition and destiny. I'll let you take that one.
I don't know about intuition, but I'll definitely say destiny. You know,
Yeah.
so a lot of times when we hear a lot of these words like ori apere, they're actually some of them are referring to the actual way one has received, like received it. So there's generally like three words that they use, and it describes how they received their destiny. That's why a lot of times we have like interchanging words for it.
Gotcha.
So it's not all the times is it referred to a lot. Sometimes it's referred to being a fix. You know, so yeah. But yeah, in the general spiritual sense of the word, when you're talking about in a religious sense, though ori literally means head, a lot of times when referring in that context of a religious sense, yes, we're relating it to one's destiny. But there are other words attached to ori to actually describe meaning destiny or describe how that destiny was chosen or received. You know.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with the Facebook feed. Says my live ended. Not sure why. Okay. Sean, we gonna fight over this. Does Ori have Egyptian origins? No. Not as I'm trying to figure out why. No, I haven't seen anything like Ori in ancient Egypt. If I am in error, someone please enlighten me. I have not seen any concepts like Ori as far as having an Ilé Ori or anything as far as the conceptualization of the Yoruba people. Maybe some things that are similar or close, but not in a one for one. I could say this is Ori. Like I could say Ashe and Chi of Igbo are kind of synonymous. But I can't say anything like that for Ile Ori in ancient Egypt. The next question is Ori the root word for man. Come on, man. Y'all seen the memes. I haven't. I haven't seen the memes. What do the memes say? I be in my own little bubble sometimes, man. Y'all gotta help me out. I try to branch out sometimes, but
Well, if
you know,
you in a bubble,
sometimes when you branch out, it make you go right back in. You know, you're like, nah, man, I shouldn't have came out here.
that's exactly why I live under a rock. Every time I come out from underneath it, it just scares the hell out of me.
What does Ori have to do with Hebrews? Because when I look it up, that's the first thing that comes up. Not a damn thing. I'm not sure if Ori is a word in Hebrew. Maybe it is. But no, this is not.
Shango. Shango is a word in Japanese. It's a name. So it's Sango.
I mean, there's only so many letters in the Latin script. You know? So I'm not sure if Ori is a word in Hebrew. Maybe that's why it's coming up. But as far as culture and conception, no. Has nothing to do with Hebrews. You mean the crown shot? Oh, so people are saying that Ori is the crown chakra. Oh, okay.
No.
First of all, there are
No.
no chakras in Nigeria. I'm sorry to tell you this. Ori has nothing to do with the chakras that come out of Hinduism. That comes from a different, tradition in the Far East. Has nothing to do with the Ilé Ori or Ori that we are speaking about today. I can see how people try to weave and do this intercultural hybrid connection to suit their needs, whether it be monetary or other. But nah, the two conceptions are different. Let's see. Okay. Or is likely a cognate to ka, but I wouldn't. Okay, so this is what I was saying earlier. Maybe some things that are close. Ka usually means something like spirit in ancient Egypt. I have seen a ka being on one's head in ancient Egypt. Like the symbol will be like this, a ka, and they'll put that symbol on top of a king's head or someone's head. But like you said, I wouldn't say it came from there, but something similar. Don't let Zion Lex hear that, or is it? I didn't say it was a Hebrew word. I said it may be. Listen, Lion Lex don't need no more charging up. He don't need no. Don't ask. I'll explain later who that is. Because Oguniran don't know who Lion Lex is, but no. Just no. You don't hurt your head with that foolishness. Are there any more questions for myself or Gundiran? I don't know why my live cut off on Facebook. Sometimes it bees like that. You said y'all can't even say maybe. You really can't. Listen, people that are looking for things to add to their repertoire, you can't give them an inch. Like you can't even there are a lot of people in our community that are trying to Africanize their un-African practices. So they're looking to find legitimacy within African cultures and traditions to add to what they're already doing to make money. That's what it's about. So they're doing tarot cards. They want to find something in Africa so they can say, oh yeah, because so and so did this, and that's the type of tarot cards I do. And now, if you pay me $58.99, I'll give you a Oya tarot card reading.
$58.99?
$58.99. It's always some weird, because they're in the numerology too. If you send me $11.11 by 11. By 11. I will give you
I want $11.11 by 11.
Yes. Yes. If you send me $7.77 by 7 p.m., we will be in alignment with the 7th chakra and the 7th moon planet that orbits the earth 7 times. You will be blessed, and I will give you your astrologic chakric reading.
Okay.
You looking like this. Just remember, I've encountered people where I'm
no.
I just oh yeah, and then you got to put this in here on the 11th. You got to
on the 11th.
$11.11 before 11 on the 11th. On the 11th. If you send it on the 12th, it's no good. I will take it on the 12th, but it won't be the divine.
You said you'll take it on the 12th.
All right, man.
You
Yes, this is my cuz, man. This is my cuz, bro. You keep changing your doggone name, but I know it's you. I know this is you, Aziz. But yeah, we talked about offerings to Ori, just like any other deity in Orisha. Um,
Well, I do want to say something. So, what I meant by that, we offer just like any other deity too. Uh, it has its own way of being worshipped. It has its own offerings, its own customs, and a way and matter for which we offer to it. So that is something I do want to say because a lot of people approach the tradition very cookie cutter like.
it's true.
So.
Brother Infinite Minds asks, are there any good literature on Ori? Ori specifically? Maybe you can help out, Baba. I know some books that
So
talk about Ori, but Ori specifically.
there are a multitude of prayers. Now, where to actually find them is something I'd have to sit down and go through and look back through. But there are plenty of prayers. Uh, there are plenty of prayers and literature on Ori in the sense of what to use to call Ori, like we do for any other deity. And there's a whole bunch of prayers where Ori is considered one sympathizer. It's the deity that is going to sympathize you with the most. That's going to most look out for you because it's your deity. There's one that talks about it of Ori being one's marvel in life. So there's all different things that so in the sense answer, yes, there is literature. A lot of it is prayer and stuff that we used to call Ori on. Now, as far as and there's a lot of literature about Ori in the Odu Ifa and the Odu Osa, as far as Ori coming up in multitude of verses in the Odu literature. Matter of fact, one that I actually want to bring up, which is interesting, is I don't remember which Odu it comes from, but it talks about Ori wrestling different deities.
That's in Baba Bimbala's book, Ifa Expanse something. It's the green one. It's a very hard book to find.
The literary corpus.
The literary corpus. Very hard book to find. I only have it on digital, and I can't even download it off of the site. Like it's fixed, and I had to pay for it. I'm trying to find a book. I'm trying to think of a book that you guys could find that talks about Ori.
It's in another book. I also think it's in Bascom's book. 16 Car Shell.
There it is. There it is.
I think it's in that one too.
Car Shells, by William Bascom. That probably will
it's probably a lot easier to find and a lot easier
to find, and you can read about, or you can read about other stuff in that book as well. But let's talk about Ori.
Yeah, that same old. So basically, to keep it short, the all the deities were a wrestling in a wrestling match with Ori. So Ori was basically beating everyone, but when he dealt with like Shango, he wrestled Shango and he threw him to Koso. When he was wrestling like Obatala, he wrestled Obatala and threw him to Ife. As he went through the cycle through all these divinities, he was throwing them to different places. This is where they manifested, where they became famous, where they became known, where they became popular. So in a way, it's describing how one's Ori might battle with you to get to where you need to be in life to manifest your destiny. So
the story I remember is one that my sis Ahemi reminded me of, where I believe it was Olodumare gathered some divinities together. I believe he gathered 16, divinities because it's an Ifa story, so it's 16 of them.
Oh,
So he asked them, which one of you divinities can go with your worshipers anywhere in the world, like in any situation? And Shango was like, I would never leave my divinity. I would never leave my worshipers. You know, I could go with my worshipers anywhere. And they were like, well, he's not going to be able to carry the mortar with him, the thunderstones, and the Osei Shango. Can you still come? And they're like, well, if he can't carry my implements, I can't really accompany with him on this journey. He was like, okay. And same thing with Ogun. He was like, he can't carry iron, all of them one by one by one. You can't carry the implements. But it was Ori. Like, I can go. I can go with my worshipers wherever. I'm already there.
Yeah, there's a lot of like in Oriki for Ori, it speaks a lot about the Orisha that can follow you anywhere.
Yeah. Basically, it was like, it's no problem for me.
Yeah.
So, Mari, basically denoted the importance of Ori because of that story. And in the morning, I like to say to my Ori, it comes from Ogbe Ogunda. It says Ori Aloa Moko Amora, Ori Atoshi Padale me, Bokbo Lowo Yoju Ori Lo Ori Bewa O Ashe Ashe Ashe. And basically this means Ori Hu, I embrace you. Ori Aloa Moko Amora. Spirit of wealth, come to my Ori. Oriatoshi Padale and me, spirit of misfortune of wealth or poor, destitute, go away. Bokbo Lowo Yoju Ori Lo means Ori, let me be beyond my enemies. And then Ori Abewa, may Ori bless me, and saying Ashe, 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 may it come to pass, may it manifest. So that's one Odu I know off the top that we use to either greet Ori or pray to Ori.
A good thing to it's something I do. It's very simple, and a lot of times when people ask me, I don't like to recommend a prayer, but what I would typically say is at the end of it, a good thing to wrap up when you greet your Ori in the morning is just say, may my Ori work in conjunction with my Ori Inu and my feet not lead me astray.
Understood.
It basically sums up,
This is a good question. So you can't change your Ori or destiny?
Oh, so yeah, we never got to answer that before. So this is where a lot of times where Ifa kind of gains its popularity, particularly when I was coming up in the early days, where it always talked about if one has a bad Ori, one can go visit a Babalao and have, I don't know the process of how it's done, but there is a way of changing or manipulating one's Ori to make it more favorable to one's life. But like I was saying before, even if you do this, or if you have a fantastic Ori and you have a very bad character,
ain't gonna work.
You better off with the bad Ori and having good character.
Yeah, I've read things about Orunmila being able to change one's bad luck to good luck. One's suffering, ending suffering, things of that nature. Definitely, that is one of Orumila's functions. So to answer your question, I believe one's Ori can be, shifted to be more favorable. But like Baba said, the character gonna have to shift with it if you got bad character, or you might as well.
One might have a good character, or one might have a great destiny and have a bad character, and it appear that you have a bad.
Yeah, you destiny. Think you got a bad Ori. You're like, what are you talking about? You're supposed to be
right.
You're supposed to be on top. What are you doing? You're doing something. You doing something to mess with this. You the one. You the one throwing it off. It's you. Ain't
So, but
nobody.
yeah, there is a way to change and if I relieve that and change it to one's benefit.
Right. Hey, I appreciate it, cuz man. I'm trying to, walk the walk and talk the talk, man. Are there any more questions from the chat? Appreciate y'all rocking with us, learning more about African traditions and culture. It's imperative that we take that step back to take that step forward, like a ram does before he attacks. What,
I,
man? Rams do that.
I know. I'm just saying it just kind of reminded me
You
of
like my
something.
metaphor mastery right there? You like that?
Look, it just reminded me of the goat's arms prevent the human from killing the goat.
The goat's arms prevent the human from killing the goat. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's
Cats.
go here. Wait, who makes the Ori?
I'm not quite sure how to answer that. The actual Odi, as in spirit, who makes it? Now, I'm going to take a guess at this. I guess it manifests itself at the time for which it's sealed.
Interesting concept, huh?
Because if you really look at it, it's basically a contract that basically, in a sense, becomes animated in a sense. It takes on its own characteristics to try to fulfill itself.
I never hear anything about it being created.
Yeah.
I never hear anything about Olodumare creating it or Obatala
Yeah.
creating it. They may be caretakers of it or have conversations with it. There's nothing about
Yeah.
anything where Ori
Making it. Yeah, I
created.
don't know who made it. No. Now, if you're referring to the objects, people do.
Yeah, when Ori itself, like this thing, this entity that comes with you, it may be
And
you.
now, I will say Ori is a very interesting Orisha because there has been debates about whether Ori is an Orisha because of Orisha are male and female, which Ori is not, it's neither one, more of a concept. But its worth as to be called an Orisha and its importance cannot be overlooked. Even if one does not have an Ilé Ori, it's always a good thing to greet one's head in the morning, or they don't hear about Ori in their, in their daily lives, or hear about within a reading. It is always a good thing to greet one's Ori. Always.
When is the next Isheshe lesson or interview? Man, I don't know. These are really random. Like this is the pro. Like, okay, at first we had all of these Orisha we were going to do, right? Which we've done the majority of them. And then we start expanding topics. And now it's more of so we see something that happens in the community and go, we ain't talked about that. It's really how it goes. But if you have a suggestion,
Oh, please.
my inbox is always open. If you are having something you think we should talk about, just submit a suggestion. Oh, brother was talking about who makes the Ilé Oris. Oh, they're
Oh,
people that
okay.
make.
So before, now I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's craftsmen still left in Nigeria in the Yoruba land somewhere. I'm not gonna say they're all gone. I don't know that, but before the 2000s and early 2000s, they were still around, and you could get objects because mine is older. It's hard to find the ones I have made, but somewhere around the past like 5, 10 years, I think what has happened as more people have gotten into tradition and people don't know the quality of the items or what they're supposed to look like, and so many people are coming in, they just kind of mass produced them. The craftsmanship just went out the window.
Unfortunately,
Became,
that's where we at.
and unfortunately, it's like that with a lot of things too.
Oh yeah, it's not just
it's just not Ilé Aró.
You have to really search and find some people that really know what they're doing with a lot of things. I mean, making different vessels for shrines, the craftsmanship is different. Making even some of the shrines themselves, as far as the implements that go in them, the craftsmanship is different. Hell, even the quality of the materials that we use for worship can be different. It's sometimes finding the palm oil that you like and the palm oil that they got. It might not be what you expected. I'll tell you what, there's different types of palm oil that I have learned. They're not all the same color. They're not all the same, consistency and thickness. So just like anything else in life, evolution is constant. I have a small Jerry traditional incense burner here.
Yeah.
It's hard to find these now. It's hard. Most of them, if you can find them, going to be huge.
Yeah.
You might not want a huge one, but
then again, I'm going to even mess you up even further. Though the medium-sized ones are easier to find, the larger ones are almost impossible.
So the ones I've been looking at are not the large ones?
You mean, hold on. You mean like this size? Like this?
I thought that was the large.
Oh, no, this is not the large.
Damn.
That is not the large.
That ain't the large.
No. I mean, they're also used to dry stuff out for medicine. Like, suppose like if you take an Atare pod in there, drop it in and put it over a fire, the fire doesn't touch it directly there, so it charcoals it.
I mean, even calabashes, it's.
Hold on, that's a.
I know you're gonna.
I forget the Spanish name for that because that's not a gourd.
No, it's not a gourd.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
But it's hard to find little things like that we use.
For
flipping. I mean, we have these type of plates called awo ama. It's hard to find those.
Oh yeah, the awo ama, the sasun. Well, I'll give you one that I haven't been able to find yet. The frying pots, the traditional frying pots. They look like the sasun, but they're deeper.
But I've heard of it, but I haven't seen one before. So just little things like that, unfortunately, I know that's a bit upsetting, but this is why we do shows like that. Maybe someone will be inspired and pick up traditional Ilé Aró making,
Mine is where we got. I mean, but that goes for a lot of things, cowrie shells, for instance. I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade, but a lot of people I see going around as cowrie shells for divining shells.
You're raining on the parade.
Yeah,
you're raining. I want you to know that you're raining.
So not all cowrie shells are made equally, and not all cowrie shells of the same type go in some of these pots. So
the
Yeah,
opinions and reflections of the guests do
the
not
opinion.
see.
You hear no evil, see no evil, and speak it.
Nope, not doing this.
No.
Actually, brother Sean did a show about that not too long ago about the different
Oh,
cowrie shells
you know
that
where else?
Nigeria.
You know where else you see it? In the implements, like for the brass casting for a lot of the Ashun implements,
Mm.
have gone to.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's tough.
yeah.
But yeah, there are different types of different things in Yoruba land. There's much diversity. Some of them are great quality, some of them are not. You just have to get with somebody that knows what they're looking for and what they're looking at. That's basically what it is.
And hope to God you can find it there.
Do you have to cook for Ori? It's all yours.
Do you have to?
Or I guess the a better question would be: is that an option? Is that possible?
Yes. Just like any other Orisha or Ilé Ori or in the body do take food.
I mean, you could get a wild catfish.
Hush.
Word to Oloye Oshunami.
Hush. Stop giving people ideas.
You know she's scared.
We're gonna put it right on it. We're gonna put it right on your head, right?
She said, "Hell no."
If any of us wondering, a catfish is sometimes offered to OD where we place the catfish on the head.
Wow. Put it right
Yeah.
on there.
Live.
Live. That thing
In living color. Yes.
right there. Don't hold it.
So yes, we do and can cook for one's Ori. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cola nuts, bitter, and I guess I should say regular. Obiabata. Gin.
Let's say alcohol since we
OT. I'm using gin because it's cheap. The other alcohol, they gonna hit you over the head.
yeah, let's try not to be cheap with one's Ori.
Yeah,
What about that?
there's expensive gins. You can get expensive gins, but if you try to get, top shelf 1804, whatever you trying to, I mean, you got it like that, you got it like that. I'm gonna tell you right now, this right here, this is what's going.
Oh dear God, aristocrat.
Yeah, and you
Really?
see it ain't that much left, so I've been using it. So I'm
That's what I used to clean my Orisha with. Not what I offer.
oh man, not Paul Masson. Oh, listen, it just says OT, so I'm not here to judge.
I'm not here to judge.
But Paul Masson.
Mm, mm, mm.
Well,
Hold on, one more thing. Since he did ask about food, I'm not going to get too much into this, but this goes for all Orisha, all deities. If someone is cooking and preparing food, let's say we're going to do iyan, pounded yam.
oh,
No one is going to cook and prepare food of just pounded yam and give it to the Orisha. Nobody, or no one in their right mind. And I'm not going to explain why. That's something you should be taught. But what I will say is this: that's just like going to a Nigerian in their home country and then handing them a plate of Eon and nothing else. See what their reaction is going to be.
kind
Let
of
me offer. Let me offer you a plate of Eon and just Eon and see what your reaction is going to be.
nah. That's like like me giving you a baked potato in America, and that's it. No butter, no chives, no sour cream, no cheese, just baked potato.
Potato.
Don't you dare put anything else on it.
No, just a
Eat,
baked potato.
eat it. So yeah, don't you
Yeah, don't do that.
Chavis, I know you ain't serious, bro.
What
Wow.
happened?
Really, sis? You don't know where you know my face? I was in your house.
What?
You remember when I went to Texas?
Who, me?
Yeah, you remember when I went down to Houston for the trials?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped by Brother Chavis' house, and he said his wife been staring at me the TV for 20 minutes trying to figure out where she know me from. Looks so familiar. Where?
I've seen him.
Somewhere. He live in the area.
You figured it out yet?
Come on, man.
That's funny.
Well, I hope I jogged her memory. I hope you're doing well today. If there are no more questions, I'm gonna get on with my day. Today is Ose Obatala, which means is the day that we worship Obatala.
Yeah,
Orisha Eba. So I'm gonna go worship Obatala.
What?
I am, because
You went a little late.
listen, I said I was worship Obatala, and I am not on your time, sir. I'm not an Obatala child. How about that?
We all on the same time.
You, the Obatala child, not me.
No.
But I woke up thinking about Obatala, so I think he wants to communicate. So I'm going.
I'm thinking you're going to be late.
Well, if he don't accept, Mope will be answered. Will be asked. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, you can basically ask the Orisha if you're late. So if I am late, may I be late in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get my cola nuts together. Yes, sir. You gotta make sure they're good, man. Like, you know.
You better take out another one.
I don't plan to I don't plan to go that route.
All right. You got two, right?
See, now that you know you got the Ashe of Obatala, so now that you done said it, now I have to put, because that'll freaking come up. Just because you said it. I know it will. Just because you said it. Now I still got.
I'm trying to help you out.
I still got to cook for Ifa to manifest my blessing of health, and I got to do it by tomorrow, because tomorrow is.
You better get together.
You gotta have your cooking implements ready.
I'm not gonna ask why you have a pan and you never mind.
I got everything down here. This is the listen, y'all don't know what y'all really be looking at. Y'all see the Pan-African flag. The Pan-African flag is here to distract you. This is my juju corner. Everything is in that cabinet down there. You see that cabinet? Everything is in here.
You should label it the Juju cabinet.
Juju cabinet. This is it. You got to have the secret password. Juju cabinet.
Or the items don't work.
Or the items don't work. Brother said, I'm on CP time with the Orisha. Well, maybe today. It is best to worship Orisha like when you first thing in the morning when you get up. I did not get up first thing in the morning.
In the morning.
I was up watching the finale of Snowfall and another episode of Power Book 2. So I was not up. And I may have had a little to drink.
Now the truth comes out.
So I was not up first thing in the morning. But if you cannot get up first thing in the morning, still go to your Orisha, still perform worship. And, they tell you you're late, you're late. If they don't tell you you're late, if they accept,
Not late.
go on about your day. But, that's what I'm on. Appreciate everybody for stopping by, tuning in, learning something. If you're late, catch the playback, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I don't have anything else. You got anything, Baba?
Not really.
Not really. Well, appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, stay safe and Odabo.